Is this live? It doesn't look like it's live, but I think it's live. Anybody on the channel there? um, I see we got a couple people on. Uh, are you seeing this? Create highlight video, insert stream marker, share live stream settings. What's going on here? Cancel. All right. It says it's live and I'm monkeying around here. My apologies for that. Something changed on the live stream setup today. Hey, Matt, good. So are you hearing me on there? Yeah, Michael, thanks. Really weird. A couple of things changed on the live stream setup for YouTube. And it caught me kind of off guard, I guess. It just told me to start the streaming software, OBS, and then I'm off and running. So there we go. Well, hi, and sorry for that weird setup there. Very not normal. I'll have to play around with that and figure it out. It wouldn't let me schedule a time. I was going to put it out like 5 or 10 minutes, but here we are. I just wrapped up doing another tutorial for a client, so sent that off for their approval. And there's been something I've been wanting to talk about for days that's really aggravating me. So here we are to talk about aggravations. As you can see from the stream name, let's minimize this for a second. And I don't think I did any typos on today's cover, like my typos before. But scammers, are they targeting your small business? Are they targeting your drone business? Heck yeah. I mean, that's what they do, right? They target our businesses. They come after us in so many ways. They come after us for our own personal greed. You know, those scams where, hey, if you sign this, you'll get $2 million from a former king halfway around the planet. You get all that kind of stuff. All right, Matt, thanks. I'm glad it sounded good. And I'll have to figure out what's going on with the studio after. They moved some buttons around on it too. So really weird because I wanted to schedule this a couple minutes out. But hey, it's an impromptu video. So yes, scammers target all businesses. And they've been around pretty quickly after the start of the internet, I'd say. You know, someone's always trying to nail you. And unfortunately, they go after businesses as well, small businesses, large businesses. And, you know, sometimes they're trying to take advantage of your greed. Other times they try to pretend that they're a customer of yours. And that's what happened just last week. I'm pulling up an email here that you cannot see on screen. And I'm keeping this over here. So on azdrone.net, on Explore Prescott, on all of my websites, I have contact forms. Okay, so here we are at AZ Drone looking at the construction, and there is a contact form on here because I would like potential clients to get in touch with me. Wouldn't that be awesome? I like to know when people want me to do a job for them. So we've got this contact form here, and it's not your standard contact form, so it helps sort some of the spam that can come into your website. And in the case of this wasn't spam. This felt like a legit email inquiry for hiring our services for doing some drone work. So I got a contact on July 25th, and I dragged this one out because I had some strange feelings about it. But I got a contact. I'm not going to say the person's name. Not going to give out their phone number, but I always do ask for phone numbers on my contact forms as well. And they gave me a Texas phone number, and they said the reason for their contact was real estate consultation. And they had a question. You know, I always let people do questions and comments. So here's my question or comment right here. And they fill that in, and then I know what services they're looking for. So there we go. I'm glad the live stream's working. I'm still thrown off by that. Super strange. All right. So the question or comment was, hello, are you available for an aerial photograph? Question mark. Stay well. Huh. So somebody wants an aerial photograph, and then they're telling me to stay safe or stay well. That was nice of them to get in touch and make sure that I'm staying safe or staying well. Now we're going to go ahead and close the email so it's not beeping in the background, because one of the things that gave me some concern And for regular folks on this channel, when you get in touch and you want to have an offline conversation, which a lot of folks who stop by the channel want to get in touch and ask me some questions, and I have no problem with that. So normally I send them over to AZ Drone. I have them fill out their contact information, and then I get back in touch with them. And I evaluate whether or not they sound like a legit person or somebody who's up to something. And so several of you who've been on channel, I know that you're regular followers, and we do email, and thanks. I enjoy giving you a hand. And so I make a determination when I get these inquiries. Is this legit? Is this sketchy? If it's sketchy, I move things over onto a Gmail account that I have. So I've got a Gmail email that doesn't have my signature file, my phone number, and different methods of contact. So I move on over to Gmail. And that way they don't have all of my contact information, because, scammers love that. They can do a really good job on you. So I'm looking now down at my Android, since it's got its little automatic Gmail account thing going on. Hey, CJ, how are you doing? So I see you guys over here. Let me try something here. Let's pop out that chat window, and we'll drag that back on over. There we go. And there we go. Now we can see the chat, and everybody else can see the chat, because I'm not doing a bunch of stuff on screen here today. Like when I do tutorials or anything. So, hey, now you're all there on the chat window, so you can wave at each other. So anyways, I had a strange feeling on that contact. They want to talk to me about an aerial photograph. So on July 25th, I wrote them back from this stealthy Gmail account that I have, and I said, "Good morning. I received an inquiry email from you this morning regarding an aerial photograph. I noted your phone number is Texas-based, so I'm wondering where you need drone imaging services. Where do you need your aerial imaging done? Is it in Arizona? If you could provide the address where you'd like the drone imaging done, that would be extremely helpful." Hi, Ryan, how are you doing? So, and then I also said to them, thank you for the contact. I always thank people for their contacts, and I always try to get back to people within 24 hours. I don't want them to think I'm blowing them off. It's important when you own a small business to have conversations with every person that reaches out to you. And I suppose even the scammers, right? So let's see. I'm going to hit the down button, and let's see here. So thanks for contacting me this morning. They responded to me on July 26th. Thanks for your email. I would like you to take an aerial photograph of a whole job site, including cardinal directions at 200 and 400 feet for an architect. So, hey, that sounds kind of legitimate. All right. Let's see what's going on. So I followed up July 28th. I said, "This sounds like an interesting project." So in the end, his project, because it's getting lost here in how the Gmail is listing it out for me. And so when do you want the aerial imaging? So, all right, there I go. Now I've got Gmail. So I'm not a regular Android user. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm trying to leverage it since I have it here as well. So I said to him, "This sounds like an interesting project." He gave me an address in Casa Grande, Arizona. We do service the Casa Grande area. We've got clients down there. I've got 3 clients in the Casa Grande area. So he sent me a plot of land, which was a little weird and sketchy. It was way out in the middle of nowhere. It's still the Casa Grande area, but nothing's being built out there yet. So kind of strange. But he said he needed some images to send along to his architect. They were going to be doing a rapid build. The second part, now this is the part where greed comes in. They wanted 27 days of time-lapse video, 3-minute video each day. So clearly this person actually had looked through some of my services on AZ Drone. And they knew that we did ongoing construction projects and time-lapse stuff. So that was interesting, but 27 days, this could be lucrative, right? Yeah, this could be some money. For what I would want to be there, we would have to, of course, take the Airstream down there to have our portable office. And also, the one thing is Casa Grande is flaming hot right now. Last time I looked, it was 106 degrees Fahrenheit. not great weather for flying a drone. So I let him know, there was concern there. But I said, what do you want the aerial imaging project to start? We've been staying away from the greater Phoenix area this summer due to COVID. They also mentioned that they were recovering from COVID in Texas, so they were stuck in Texas. So that's what's going on. But so we have been avoiding the valley, and I have said no to several jobs between the excessive heat down there right now, and also, hey, I'm the proud owner of 2 autoimmune disorders, and so going around anybody with COVID, bad idea. So this made me worry a little bit. But so I asked him, what type of building is this? Because someone who's going to shell out money for me to be on a location for 27 days, there's going to be a charge. So an extreme charge. It was the quote that I finally gave was over 10,000. So what type of building is this? Because residential, commercial. This is feeling like something commercial, because they're willing to expend this kind of thing. And how long do you want the drone recording each day to make your 3-minute time-lapse videos? So my biggest questions revolve around time frame of the project start, and when the daily flights are going to start. I'll have a better idea of pricing when I know when things are happening there. So I'm summarizing here. Michael, or whoops, almost slipped an entire name. Sorry about that. He got back in touch, and he said that he would like the aerial imaging in a couple of weeks, and that they were doing this rapid fire thing. So at that point, that was July 30th, and I said to him on July 30th, after reviewing your requirements, that you need somebody down there right away, within the next couple of weeks. This is not something we're going to be able to do between COVID and also between bringing the Airstream down into a place that's 106 degrees is going to cook me. We've done it before when we worked with one of our other customers down there. We were down there in June in the Airstream with a single air conditioner. So with the air conditioner blasting full blast, it was about 90 degrees in the Airstream during the day. So it never really cooled off at night. So that wasn't a fun thing. And it also killed our fridge while we were there. But so I said to him, I think we're going to have to take a pass on this. And I didn't hear from him for a day. I said, my partner and I have discussed this, and this is sounding like a no-go for us. We're sorry. And, we could tell you some other drone pilots down in the area. He gets back to me and he says, oh, maybe we could push it out a little bit. Just tell me what the 27 days is going to cost. And, at this point I was starting to feel it was a little sketchy as well because of the English in the correspondence. Really bad grammar, really bad punctuation, more typos than I even make. And, I type 80 words a minute, so typos do happen. But he gets back to me and says, give me the price for what the 27 days is going to be. And I said, I'm still going to give this a whirl. Maybe this guy is legit. Maybe I'm being too suspicious. So I gave him a number for the 27 days. And he writes back August 4th. So I sent him the price on August 3rd. He writes back on August 4th. He said, I want you to know I'm okay with your estimated cost, and I'm ready to make a deposit of $4,000. So he's ready to make a deposit to me. $4,000. Awesome. There's the greed again. And he will also need a little favor from me with respect to his architect. Ooh, I want a drum roll here. So right when he said that, I need a favor from you with regards to the architect, I said, here we go. I showed it to Jody. She was like, oh, he's a total scammer. Start scam baiting him. And so I wrote right back and I said, what would you need me to do with this architect? Also, as noted earlier, I don't know what the time frame is of when we're going to be down there. We're hoping to be down there in the fall for some other clients as well. So we're hoping that the whole Corona thing, sounds completely fishy, Ryan. And we all get these, right? I'm a deposed princess from wherever. My dad died, and I've got $6 million to deposit if you just send me $900. So it continued on. I said to him, what do you need me to do with the architect? So here, Also, as noted earlier, I don't know what the time frame is for when we'd be in the Casa Grande area. He writes back yesterday. Thank you so much. The project starts at the ending of this month. I pray COVID numbers go down. By the way, he told me he has COVID. Um, Also, the favor is regarding the architect. I actually met with him to discuss to get his money. I'm not changing this, so there's some of the bad English and grammar. I actually met with him to discuss his payment before I was hospitalized due to the virus, and we had agreed on how he's going to get his money, but I have no means of doing that from here due to limited availability of resources in the hospital. So I would like you to please include his commitment fee of $6,000 to the deposit. As soon as payment clears in your account, you will help me send him through Cash App so we can proceed with the project, because without the commitment fee, he's not ready to proceed with the project. You know the current situation of the country. Can you do that for me? So he's saying to me, he's going to send me money some way, and then I'm supposed to send money to the architect through the Cash App. Oh, yeah. So I'm very familiar with all this stuff. I've done network engineering since the 90s. Yeah, mid 90s. And I've done web work for that whole time as well. I've seen it all. And years ago, I actually exposed one scammer back in 2008. And while exposing them, to public, I lost an entire website. Actually, my original travel journals from 2006 to 2008, while I was traveling with the Airstream all over the country, I was also keeping track of this scam. So they tried to scam me out of my information. So I made public the organizations that were involved. There was other people involved in tracking it down. And then some really scary things happened. And then I found myself getting a DDoS in 2008, August of 2008. So a denial of service to my account and some very threatening emails, and then an email saying that they knew where I was. So I backed off of that. So I'm not usually I don't go after the scammers. I don't do the scam baiting. And there's a lot of really great people out there who do the scam baiting. What's his name? James Veach. He does some really great stuff. So if you've ever wanted to see how to drag a conversation with a scammer out, James Veach has got some really good stuff on YouTube, and it's always worth a laugh. So in the end, I got this contact, and so why have I had this? Why have I had this particular window up the whole time, right? I've had this window up. I've got several of my websites up here. So we've got AZ Drone, and we've got a contact form. RLC Design for the web work that we do for clients, and the project that Jody's been working heavily on right now, which is Explorer Prescott. Now, yesterday, Explorer Prescott got another inquiry for assistance in finding some people for a video for an advertisement, people backpacking, running, mountain biking, kayaking. So they got in touch with us through the contact form. So it's not like you want to get rid of your contact form. This is where your customers are coming from, right? But you've got to be wary of this stuff. So what sounded like a legit client, and like I said, the initial question was just how much for an aerial photograph. That kind of initial question makes me nervous all the time, because there's no more detail. Normally they're going to know a little bit of what it is they're after. So just a one sentence explanation of something always makes me nervous. So that's why I always write back to them. I ask for the location. I ask for the time frame. I let them know that I have to make sure, the airspace that I'd be operating in, if I need to look for any waivers or anything. So I always build a little buffer in right away to let them know this is not happening today. So, whatever your contact is, there's a little planning that goes into it. So I always put all that information together. And like I said, when the Spidey sense goes off, I also use that secondary Gmail account that I have for replying to people that I'm just not sure of. So in the end, this guy took a couple weeks here, or a week and a half, to work up to where the scam is. So it sounds really legit, and it sounds like 27 days. So let's say, let's just do a for instance here. Let's say you decide it's $400 a day to be down in the area, and that includes your flight and your editing afterward. Because he's saying he wants a 3-minute daily time lapse, easy enough to do, and I know my schedule with how I do things for my other clients. So I figured, let's call it 400. So let's float the balloon there since I was already in the scammer feeling. So 400 at 27 days would be $10,800. Hey, that's not bad. And while you're down there, so you go out and you do your flights in the morning or whatever, and then you could go visit your other clients and, you could double up some work. And actually, the price was a little higher than that because I was testing the waters as to whether or not he was a scammer, which he was. So I wanted to let everyone know because it's been really gnawing at me, since I got this email back. I said, oh, there it is. That's, when the penny dropped. And so you got to watch for that. And also protect your information. If you feel like something's weird when you have a potential job, have that second Gmail account or, whatever other email account it is. That's why I always use the contact forms. And so you'll notice Explorer Prescott contact forms not at the top. It's actually hidden down at the bottom, and we're actually making them work for it a little bit because this site could be a potential site for scammy stuff as well. And then we've got some ads on there too. Let's go back to Explorer Prescott. So Jody had just dropped that one down on the bottom for now. What RLC Design does and what HZ Drone does, I've got it right up at the top because they, I really do want them to get in touch. But, the contact forms scan for spam, okay? The contact forms don't scan for what looks like a legit email. So that's when it comes in when you sit down and say to yourself, does this sound legit? Do I want to carry on the conversation? If I carry on the conversation, maybe I don't give them all of my contact information at the moment. And, we only give them some of it, and then we give them the direct access once we know this is a legitimate customer. So watch out for that stuff. If you've got a gut feeling that, hey, this sounds a little sketchy, it probably is because it is a little sketchy. So also this week through the contact forms, I've got another new client that we're going to be seeing on Saturday at a property up here in Prescott, Arizona that they're planning to build. So they would like some time-lapse flights of the location well before the building starts. And they're even asking about, hey, if we get high enough resolution, do you think we could make some big prints out of it? Because we'd love to hang the before the construction in our living room when we build the house. So absolutely, we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna meet up with them on a trail in one of the prettier locations here in Prescott. I'll make sure to take some extra photos and have those on Monday's live stream so you can see what we were up to. But that's all I've got today. It ticked me off that, here we are building our small businesses. All the folks who pop by this channel, me as well, all the different people that I interact with. I've got so many friends who own small businesses in downtown Prescott. And the last thing that you need is somebody trying to scam you. You're trying to make a living. And we've got these people out there that will do anything to get at you and to try to separate you from your wallet. So watch those contacts. If it sounds too good to be true, if it sounds like the perfect project, it might not be the perfect project. And I have had many perfect projects that have gotten in touch with me through the contact form as well. But just watch out for those. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you all today. And now I've got to go figure out what's going on with the changes in the buttons on the live stream because that wasn't cool. I was taken by surprise and it was recording when I didn't think so. You're welcome, Ryan. And CJ, Matt, Michael, and we had another one drop away. Good seeing y'all as usual, and we'll see you on Monday. Hopefully we'll have some really awesome B-roll because we're wanting to get some more B-roll together for the other stuff that's happening over on Explorer Prescott. So maybe we'll have some fun video stuff on Monday to go through. Until then, have an awesome weekend. Stay safe. Watch out for the scammers. And keep them away. Let me hit that restore chat. And here we go. We'll shut down the live stream. We'll see you next week.